Season 13 of my Talk United Football Manager after finishing in the Champions League places for 3 seasons in a row, winning the FA Cup in the season before last. How can we push on in this one? I still want to try and close the gap to the title. It's going to be tough. At the end of the day, we still have no real budget. We still have an overall positive net spend, and it's just this young squad that is growing. We literally barely did any transfers last season and got a couple in January. And this is a squad going into the season. Yeah, not many changes. A few players have really improved. Let's show you what I've done. Going out the door, a couple of my youngsters, sort of wonder kids I signed are going out on loan. The Brazilian midfielder never really did much, but it was just a good backup at the time. Quite a big one happened back in January, which I might have missed out, is Angel Valencia went to Leicester, the player who was very good at the start of my Premier League time, but never really kicked on to the level I hoped to in a way, and he got replaced by better strikers. He went for 26 million to Leicester. And Williams went, again, one of my many Brazilian players who came in, probably didn't get the game time I promised him, and then soon left. Rossetti went as well, really promising youngster, but again, he didn't really find his potential. And again, these players could get better with the strength of the players bringing in, which are helping me get to where I need to be. If I find a player that's better and I think I can get an offer for this player, I'm going to move him on. Anyway, coming in. So big money was spent, £70 million, the bulk of my transfer. I think I had about 20 million plus all the players I'd sold over January and over the summer for this Spanish wonder kid. Wow, he looks one hell of a player, right winger. It's going to have a competition for places, but I just want to make sure I'm still signing those elite players when they step up. Now I've got an Argentinian, Brian. Wow, 21 years old. He's a leading Premier League division player already. Signed from Boca, £18 million. Got this Serbian youngster 1.2 million, and he went out on loan straight away. Same with this Romanian youngster for 2.9 million. Looks a prospect. And then this is going back, but also in January of last season, I signed this really good Dutch midfielder for £48 million. And I just have so many midfielders. And I did touch it in the last clip. I signed him for £20 million. It's about from Faroe Islands. Nice to see a new gen come from there. This is the team. Keepers looking strong. Still got the same number one I've had for a lot of seasons now. Jack Rogers has been there for a while. Christian has been centre back or left back. Starting to play a bit more left back now. He's had 1.5 seasons here, doing really well. Ben Rosier, what a guy. Been here a long time now. Been here a long time. So solid in right back. My second choice right back has grown so much better than I thought he would. Already a good Premier League division player. Plays a lot as well. So there we go. Powerful centre back. I like them. Look at some 18 tackling, 16 passing as well. Yeah, 14 million signed from River Plate. Another of my young centre backs. Look at that. Wonder kid, 20 years old. So this is what I mean. Despite all the fact I've got great players around their prime now, 26, 28, I've also got a lot of youngsters coming through, but building that wave of generations to come. So he's been here for 1.5 seasons now. Played 34 games last year. All bow for Jack Day, the club legend, 5 England caps. About to go into his 10th year at Torquay. What a legend. Charlie Hartley's been a rock at the back. 20 caps for England now. That's great. England's left back, my left back, signed for 14.75 million many years ago now. Ben Rosie also has 4 caps. So I have England internationals in my team that I've signed a long time ago. My midfield is so strong. This Dutch lad, Yannick, leading Premier League division player. 48 million, I signed him in January from PSV. Just about picking off those players at the right time. It's so good. I've got such a good squad. It is mental. Ronaldo, Brazilian midfielder. Good. Oh, they're so good. Good backup in midfield. Serbian youngster, 22 years old, already good Premier League division player. Duncan Elliott. He's starting to not look as amazing now. I've got world-class players, but still a very good player. Haven't played for England yet, but he's been with me a lot of years. He played 33 games last season. A bit of a fear he might start to get phased out, but I play so many games, I just rotate players a lot. So Japanese 27-year-old world-class midfielder. It's just incredible looking. What, 32.5 million I signed for Man United. I don't understand. This is a beauty. I love signing players that get signed by the big clubs and they just don't quite make it, and you finally let them reach their potential. Attacking midfielder, incredible. Croatian, 2 seasons with me now. Just look at those stats. He's amazing. Number 10. Big first season from him on needing, but he's already got 2 goals and 3 for Spain, so he can't be too bad. 21 years old. He's already about to reach his potential, but he's just incredible. Can play up front, play on the wings. Scored some big goals. Even though I played him on the wing most last season, he scored 12 goals in the Premier League last season with 8 assists and 28. French international. I haven't really played for the national team much, but wow, 55 million, 28 goals and 35 in the Premier League last season. Incredible. What a player he's going to be. Another striker. Scored 7 and 27 last season, many off the bench. Offer going up to 104 for my keeper, but it's just, I looked at other keepers, and apart from the number 2 I've got on my bench, it's just not worth it. I do keep offering new deals. I like to keep players on like a 3 to 5 year kind of deal basis if they're still developing. As soon as it gets to like 3 years, I'm usually offering a new contract. The wage rule is going up. Naturally, I'm a Champions League team, and the investment's not going up. The debt's probably going up. Um, of course, I'm passing FFP because I've sold a lot of players, but literally that's what I'm relying on still. Got debt for another, is that like 7 or 8 seasons? But maybe get a take off one day. I don't know. But yeah, the aims try and stay in the Champions League and try and get further in the Champions League as well. Try and get tighten up that gap between Man United or whoever's going to win the league as well. So let's go. We started with a 1-1 draw at Liverpool. Absolutely fine. I know Liverpool fell off over the last few years in this save. But then we beat Tottenham 3-1. Jack Rogers, Linden, Fumira, Terry, or Japanese midfielder. I'll pronounce that well. 2-1 win at Arsenal. My Faroe Island striker scoring. What a guy. Not even going to dare to pronounce that. 2-1 defeat at home to Newcastle was disappointing though. But 3-0 win in the League Cup over Birmingham. A 2-1 win at Sunderland meant that it's a pretty good start. And the good news is Man City and Man United both not perfect starts either. So 5 of us will have 10 points. Wolves have been really good in the save. Sunderland coming back at it as well. As we go into our first Champions League game as well. Obviously, we've gone last 32, quarterfinals last season as well. I think it's last 16 in between as well. Won 2-0 at Slavia Prague in our first Champions League game. 35th minute, Man City scored from their only shot of the game. Bossio went through, found space at my keeper's front post, a bit disappointing. But and it looked like it was going to be a frustrating game until the 74th minute, a quick free kick routine, and Jean Ballard has made it 1-1, my French striker, and it got even better in the 86th minute from the penalty spot. Peter made it 2-1, and we beat Man City. We followed this up with a 2-0 win at Club Brugge before going to Man United. Remember, lost the title to Newcastle last season despite running away with it at the start. Yeah, big game. Went to Old Trafford after a team that had battered us relentlessly, basically, since we got a save. But in the 22nd minute, Jan Ballard made it 1-0 to silence it. And he got even better in the fear. Didn't actually because we lost the ball. But it almost got better, but he didn't. So Man United broke forward and Ewan Ferguson. He's worse than Haaland in this because Haaland went PSG and then Saudi, I think. Unlike the Luton who he just bullied me for years. But 1-1 came forward in the 58th minute. Duncan Elliott, club legend from midfield, made it 2-1. I just look almost like Wallace when he gets cheese. And then Trevor went through, what does it always rain on me, 2-2, tapped in, great game. But then we bounced back again to take a historic win at Old Trafford in the 82nd minute when Oliveira got to the right-hand side. Lovely play, and what a finish by Budziak. Made it 3-2. One of my new players, Dutch, been here for about 8 or 9 months now. Drew 1-1 home to Wolves. Disappointing, but don't forget Wolves are very good in this. And then we played Real Madrid in the Champions League and we beat them 2-1. Notice my capacity's gone up to 31,000 now. We're slightly getting an increase. And then a 5-0 win at Southampton. I know I've got to face the winter disaster like every FM season. And I know we were top last season. But already we've got a 4-point gap to 5th place. But we're top of the league by 3 points after 9 games. This squad is very special. And it's one of the best crafted squads I've ever built, I think, on FM with like the lack of money. But it's just being brutal in the transfer market, selling players on and getting new ones in. Yeah, I don't think having the intermediaries help because you're a bit more brave to get rid of a player. If you look at anything, oh, I can get 30, 40 million for that. Even if you offer him, you could get more. It just quickens it up a bit. So I really like that addition. Even though I've probably lost money doing that, it's also meant I've got a team quicker and been a bit more brave and bold in the transfer market. It continued to be amazing. 4-1 win at Leeds, 5-0 win against Middlesbrough, 2-1 win at Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. We won every game in the Champions League so far. 3-2 win at West Ham, 91st minute winner. 0-0 draw at home to Brighton. 3-0 win against Hibernian. First of all, can I say Hibernian to get to Champions League phase? Amazing. That sounds so patronising, but I didn't mean it to be. 1-0 win at Sheffield United and then a 4-0 win against Villa. 5 points in the lead. Wow, wow, wow. Is this the year we're going to do it? Only my 13th season in. This year we're going to win the Premier League. This young team. And look at that. Chelsea at bottom of the league on 5 points. 5 points. Chelsea are bottom of the league. Incredible. And Torquay United are top of the league by 5 points. Oh my God. This save's gone mental. Let's look at some of these players. Bellard, striker, amazing. My new right winger who's got injured annoyingly for a couple of weeks, but he's been incredible. Linden, the Belgian winger, incredible. My second choice striker, amazing. Charlie Hurtley, left back. The same sort of faces you expect to see. Jack Day's having a quiet season and he's got injured. Got a few injuries now, actually, because I'm doing well, obviously. The only disappointing is Oliveri, who's very good a few years ago, but he's dropped off a little bit now. So he'll probably be out the exit door soon. And hopefully Jack Day finds his form again. This save has gone mental. Newcastle done as well. Newcastle won the league last season. They beat Man United on the final day and they are 18th. Wow, wow, wow. Leeds and West Ham down there as well. After doing well in this save recently, Tottenham 13th. Liverpool up to 3rd. The Lewandowski after they've been poor for a while. Arsenal just always 8th and 9th. Man City down 7th. Man United still a threat though, as well as Liverpool and Wolves. Norwich, look at that. We beat them FA Cup a couple of years ago. It's the up and down trajectory of the teams in this save is so much fun. But Leeds away next, and then we've hit the winter. We've hit December. Do we brave and change things or not? It has gone so well. The team is doing amazingly. We drew 3-3 at Leeds in what was a stunning game. 92nd minute scoring and conceded the 93rd. Really frustrating. 4-0 win against Leipzig as we continue our 100% winning run in the Champions League as we got closer to going straight to the last 16, finishing in the top 8 of the phase. 2-1 win against Norwich. Then we went out of the League Cup on penalties in the quarter-final, which was really disappointing. And then a 2-0 defeat at Chelsea, first defeat in a long time. 1-0 win against Bournemouth, though it's crucial to respond. 1-0 win at home to Everton. Very solid, important results. Ended the calendar year, which meant halfway through the season, we were top of the league by 2 points. Man United have closed the gap. Still well into the Champions League. If we don't win the league, at least we're doing that. But hopefully that was our little wobble, just that defeat at Chelsea, who have improved and have risen up to 16th in the league. Southampton now bottom 3, Middlesbrough. Sheffield United, Newcastle still in big trouble with Chelsea and West Ham. Also Newcastle, the Premier League champions at this stage. Yeah, under Big Ange, 8 years in charge. He's been at Man United. It's pretty incredible what he's done. He's won 3 Premier League titles and 8 cup wins in that time, which is pretty. Yeah, he's won a Champions League as well. So what a guy! He just loves the game, mate. Gary O'Neill's Tottenham next. Into January, 1-1 win at Tottenham. It's no disgrace, but when you're trying to win a league, a bit disappointing. 3-0 win against Wickham in the third round of the FA Cup. And a really annoying 1-0 defeat to Liverpool. We lost the lead of the Premier League title. 1-1 draw into Arsenal, still frustrating. And a 2-0 defeat at lowly but Premier League champions Newcastle. Meant we are falling off to finish January. 1-0 win at Inter. Incredible that we won every single Champions League game so far. 2-0 win against Sheffield United in the FA Cup 4th round and a 3-2 win against Celtic meant we won the Champions League phase, winning all 8, which is pretty incredible. Shows where we're going. Newcastle 18th, Wolves 19th, and Man United struck for the last 16, and Man City to the last 32. Burnley in there as well. We've got 4 points. Fair play to you. Still in the title race. We play the game more. The worrying thing is that the top 6 is really tight now. We could end up finishing 6th or win the league, one of the two. Realistically, that if we can't get the form back in the league, we've got Man City and Man United next, back to back in the league. You lose both of them, I just don't think we're going to win the title. But if we can get top 4 and to see how far we go in the FA Cup and mainly the Champions League, get that form back, maybe make a few tweaks and go from there. There was a bit of movement at the end of January, though, before we go into those games. I sold a youngster who had been sort of back up for me, 19.5 million. He was getting a bit unhappy, wasn't playing. I have so much in midfield. Also sold Ronaldo, who was a very, very good player for me. Really got to lose him. He didn't start enough for a player of his quality. I got 56 million for him. A player was on a big wage and unhappy. And I signed this guy for 41 million. And that's one of the main reasons. He's world class at 20. He can play right wing or centre midfield. So if he gets a bit unhappy, I can move him around a bit. And I love players who are a bit versatile like this because this helps when you're moving forward and you want to maintain your best players at the end of the season. It's all about how we do at the end of it now and get over the line in these tournaments. And you're going to have this winter form. It happens, but it's just how you get over that. I mean, look at him from Porto. Look at that. Yeah, started in Italy, went to Porto, scored 13 goals there. He's not even a striker. Wow, what a player. 20 years old and finding these sort of players. I will be playing in midfield, but that's why I sold Ronaldo, because even better than Ronaldo. Say goodbye to a very good cult player, one of my favourite centre-backs in this save, because I had those youngsters coming in. 30-odd million, scored some crucial goals centre-back and been very solid to me. But he went to the Premier League Championship, which is fine. 43 million. I sold my number 3 keeper to Bayern Munich as well. And I sold one of my centre-backs for 34 million, Uruguayan Fabian. So yeah, that's also what I might have missed out a little bit. Also, number 10 who was a backup for me, about 15 million. I think some of these players look great, but it's the players I could get in which is better. Anyway, sadly, We lost 1-0 to Rob Leach, loan spell many years ago now. We scored 11 and 28. But having Rob Leach as his strike partner actually was even better for me. He's done well, 14 goals this season in the Premier League. Despite this, we played Man United at home, aiming to do a double to keep our title hopes alive. In the 23rd minute, we got punished playing bloody woke. It wasn't even that woke ball, that was just terrible football. My keeper's injured at the moment as well, but my number 2 is very good and very young. But we went 1-0, but in the 75th minute, we got back at Man United again. Juan Miguel down the right-hand side, lovely ball, Peter and the number 10, Croatian midfielder, bang, 1-1. And then in the 91st minute, you know what's going to happen. Juan Miguel again, the Spanish wonder kid I've signed. What a team I've got. Duncan Elliott. The amount of times I think he's like Adam Wharton. Oh, he's going to get unhappy. I'm going to replace him. And he's still one of my best players. Jack Day back from injury now as well. Followed this up with a 2-0 win at Wolves, who are our top 4 rivals as well. Followed by 3-1 against Sunderland, who also started very well. Late goals winning it as well for me. Just really disappointing 1-1 draw at Southampton, who are low. An incredible comeback in the 5th round of FA Cup. 2-1 down going to stoppage time, and that sums up my players. Just how good they are. Man, we're still in the title hunt. Man United have really kicked on the second half of the season, unfortunately. The opposite of last season, they collapsed in the second. Meaning the title again is looking difficult. But if we can get top 4, second or third place, still impressive. And the way we did in Champions League, I'm hoping we can do well. Yeah, Chelsea are staying up now. Going to March a 3-1 win at Middlesbrough before we went to Nice in the Champions League last 16. It was a goalless first half until Ben Rosa got it on the right-hand side. Lovely ball into the box. We like it like crosses. And Jan Bellard at the back post, the French striker in France, made it 1-0. He got even better on the set piece. The keeper punches it. I think he's one of my old keepers. I think I had him for a year or two. And was number 2. Didn't do very well in there. Linden, Belgium legend, 2-0. Back to the very crucial 2-1 win against West Ham, followed by a 2-0 win in the second leg against Nice. And then a 1-0 win in the FA Cup quarter-final. I've had quite an easy draw so far into the FA Cup semi-final. So I'm in the semi-final, it's the Champions League quarter-final, and I'm still in the title race. 5 points off Man City. Man City, Man United is in a different league at the moment. We're still in it though. We've done really well. Most importantly, there's a big gap now towards Wolves and then Arsenal and Liverpool. The 3 of us have really gone off, especially them 2. Probably keen to Brighton next for 8 games to go. 3-1 win, Brighton keeps that title hopes alive for 4-0 win against Sheffield United before we play PSG at home in the quarter-final. And this game was won instantly in the 39th second was the only goal. And it came for us. My Italian midfielder, lovely move, made it 1-0. We then missed a penalty from my Faroe Island striker, as you can see. But 1-0 win against PSG, any advantage in the first leg is crucial. Their keeper had a great game for them as well. So it could have been more. But still, even without my number 1 keeper this as well, the team's doing really well. A 0-0 draw against Aston Villa as well, which again, our title hopes looking very dim now. Before we went for the second leg at PSG. In the 62nd minute, PSG equalled the tie to make it 1-0 on the night, 1-1 on aggregate. But in the 72nd minute, Duncan Elliott basically secured my place in the Champions League semi-final. Legend for me. What a strike. Send Torquay fans into raptures, and it would stay that way. Oh my God, put everything behind the ball at the end. And we're in the Champions League semi-final. We have knocked PSG out. And then in the FA Cup semi-final, we casually beat Man United 4-0. So in the FA Cup final, Champions League semi-final, the league has gone now really, but we could still win the FA Cup and the Champions League. And I still think we've been brilliant in the league as well. Okay, our faint hopes for the title alive with a 4-0 win against Leeds, but then they ended with a 2-1 defeat at Norwich. They finally got revenge FA Cup final a couple of years ago before we played Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in the semi-final of the Champions League. In the 37th minute, Real Madrid finally found a breakthrough, really scrapping on Garnacho with a strike from Madrid, and it looked like it was going to set that way. That was until the 94th minute. The amount of late goals we now score, I was throwing everything at it. Linden found some space, and look at that, my second choice striker. What a guy. He's just the man. He is the man. Vinjar. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Vinjar. You know, against a Real Madrid team that saw Endrick, Garnacho, Bellingham, Camavinga. I know they're much older now. Jude is 32 years old. Feel old yet? We then smashed Chelsea 6-1, which set us up perfectly for the second leg. In the 9th minute, we went 1-0 up. Look at this move. Lovely, beautiful football. 1-0. Send Torquay fans crazy. 6th tier right now. We were a few years ago when I started this, and now I'm beating Real Madrid. And it got even better. 2-0. I don't know what happened in the defence. And that's how it stay. Jan Bellard made it 2-0. My voice is going. We're in the Champions League final. The league is all but gone now. 2 games to go. 4 points off. That's just the other two just they were incredible. I mean, it's such a competitive league. I mean, coming third place is fantastic. Another really good achievement. Again, I'm doing this on a positive net spend. I don't get money. It's just with this squad. I mainly signed a few years ago and I've added to it. But yeah, we'll go to Bournemouth next. And then we've got Everton before we have a Brighton FA Cup final and then Milan in the Champions League final. We won 1-0 at Bournemouth and then we won 2-0 at Everton. It wasn't enough to win the league. We ended up 1 point off. I mean, that's just, we're so close in the 13th season to be taking Man United. Man United win it on goal difference. Man City losing it on goal difference. Man United who lost the title last year. Big Ange has got another title. His fourth Premier League at Man United in about 9 seasons. Incredible, really. At the bottom, Everton went down. Newcastle, who won the league last year, stayed up by a point. Everton back down to the Premier, down to the Championship. Middlesbrough, Sheffield United joining them. Leeds 13th, Chelsea 14th, awful season for them, really. And yeah, Arsenal up to 4th for old time's sake. And then Liverpool 5th. Brighton up into 8th. More importantly, we had the FA Cup and the Champions League. Could be my second FA Cup in 3 years and my first ever Champions League. For narrowly missing out on the Premier League in my 13th season, we have a Champions League and an FA Cup final. We've got the FA Cup final first. We won the FA Cup 2 years ago against Norwich. We now have 8th place Brighton and then Milan in the final. Can we win both, or will it be a season of tears where I miss out by a point and then lose 2 titles? We'll see. I have been playing a 4-3-3 for the second half of the season after a bit of a wobble. It just really helped to found. But in the 26th minute, having all the possession, it helps in these sort of cup finals as well. And I can easily change to 4-2-3 or 4-2-4 if I don't want it. A lovely ball in by Hurtley, a lovely header. After not much has really happened in the first half, I had most of the possession and just really controlled the game. It's all about controlling these finals for me, rather than going out and out playing people like I do a lot of the time in the season. 34th minute, I had a good chance. Charlie Hurtley, my left back, caused a lot of trouble. Put a lovely ball in. Keeper flats on it a bit, still there, and oh, hit the bar. And like I just love it. I love how good we offset pieces, that quick pass and play. It's actually nice. That's what I was saying in the last time I did an FA Cup final. Next year on FM25, I'm going to be playing the games and I'm probably going to do a journeyman for almost like a rags to riches. And then in the 55th minute, 2-0, Jan Bellard. It's been a comfortable game so far, just like when we beat Norwich, a 2-0 lead. When we're going to have our second FA Cup, which is huge achievement, because we're getting a Community Shield. Hooray. In this game as well, I have 2 very good keepers. So I made a gamble, and my number 2 youngster, I played him in this game just because he had actually been slightly better than my number 1. We had a few injuries this season, been my number 1 for years. English Ryan in goal. But I put him in for the FA Cup because they're both sharp and they both deserved it. And then I put obviously my main keeper in for the Champions League. But a bit of dilly-dally in the 75th minute, just trying to play the football. It's going to go wrong at times. You probably see me can see a lot of goals out of the back like that, but not today. Juan Miguel, just see moving into the centre a bit more. We can play on the left as well. I'm training him. That Spanish winger, just beautiful pass and play. Look at that. Up front he was. A great save by Lennon onto the post. That would have been the icing on the cake in the 76th minute. But yeah, that was that. We've won the FA Cup. 2-0 win against Brighton. Incredible. 2 FA Cups, which means at least we won a trophy, but we've got the Champions League now. So the Champions League final began against Milan, 3rd in the Serie A versus 3rd in the Premier League. The Champions League, the one I did not win with Luton. Lost in the final in my last game in charge, despite winning the Premier League. We haven't won the Premier League yet, but I could win the Champions League. And wow, what an occasion. I've taken Torquay from the 6th tier. He started minus 10 points. It's only the 13th season with no real investment either. Anyway, Roger's got the ball. We tried to be a bit woke. Got it forward. Duncan Elliott, club legend, my captain. Disaster. Centre-back went in. And oh my God, to concede a goal like that in the Champions League final was sickening. But yeah, Milan really grew in confidence in the 30th minute. Just poor defending and crucial save by Ryan in goal. My trusty number 1 keeper. Showing why I picked him for the Champions League final. 33rd minute, it was just all over us, into the back stick and just over. That goal reset us back. I did try and tweak a few things, but then nothing really happened into the 77th minute where I did make a couple subs. I still had to just be careful, maybe a bit too careful. Jack Day it's just so annoying when you come to the final, you just don't create enough. Literally, the only thing we created up to the 77th minute was that chance, but they went through to kill the game off and they hit the bar was that game changing? That was what, the first, second time I've hit the woodwork. We hit the woodwork after 30 seconds, but we just weren't up for the occasion. That's really disappointing. But we won the FA Cup, losing Champions League, no disgrace. Anyway, in the 82nd minute, sort of brought the ball forward, had to ring a few subs because of sort of the tiredness from playing a lot of football end of season, a couple of injuries. But Terrell got the ball forward. We finally got to space. Juan Miguel and made it 1-1. What a player, 70 million from Spain, made it 1-1 in the 83rd minute. Incredible. And then again, not much happened. 117th minute, this is. It was a really quiet extra time. Literally, I wasn't out, nothing really happened. And then this was the moment everything would change forever. Their time to lose the ball. And look at him, Djadjabak. That's the first time I've been brave enough to pronounce it, has scored in the 118th minute. I ran around my bedroom like an absolute idiot. And it was 2-1. Wow. I was going to say menace, but it's not really a menace around my own bedroom, is it? Anyway, 118th minute, all we had to do was not concede from kickoff. Not concede from kickoff as Rosier heads the ball away. Juan Miguel brought it forward. Really chance to kill him off here. And Elliott went through. Juan Miguel to finish off the Champions League final. Great save by the Milan keeper. In the 119th minute, we are 2 or 3 minutes away from taking Torquay United to Champions League winners. Incredible. As we just want to wind down that clock. I love the fact we committed so many people up front for this, not playing the corner and all that stuff. As we then lost the ball, going into stoppage time of extra time, all we needed to do was see it out, and Torquay United are Champions League winners. Alonso hit it out of the pitch, headed by Rodgers. Milan got the ball forward, headed by Brian, not dealt with though. But that was it. That was it. Torquay United have won the Champions League. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I've done some good stuff on Football Manager in my time. This is probably one of the best things I've ever done. To do it on YouTube, to have the audience behind me, incredible. My man, Vinja, I can't pronounce anything, Vinja, Faroe Islands legend, has won me the Champions League. He scored 6 goals in the Premier League and 25 off the bench this season. So the last thing is to win the Premier League. I know I've got the Club World Championship. I don't think I've won a League Cup yet either. But yeah, a few more seasons. Obviously, time on my personal side, I've got a lot of other projects. I'm loving it. I'm really excited for FM25 to do a proper live one now I'm building this. But yeah, incredible. Absolutely incredible. See you in season 14, where we have to defend the FA Cup and the Champions League. But most importantly, we have the Super Cup and the Community Shield. See you then. And if we come in the Premier League as well, that'd be good.